All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come every week to prophesy the downfall of this sinful kingdom, America, also known as Babylon, Egypt, Rome in the scriptures. First and foremost, we want to give all praise and glory to the Father and the Son and the Paleo Hebrew tongue. Call, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ha, Quadash, Ma'amah. A double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. A double honor to our elders as well down here in the Lions Den camp, R1 WH0RE, and it's a sit the water to the Akim, Daquatim, and the Bunyam, the brothers, the sisters, and the children who are believing and pushing the truth with sincerity. The water and Shalom. Gonna get with the lesson.
All right, so let me just paint the narrative real quick on the topic that we're going into, right? Because it's a real serious topic. Imagine you being a man and you have this woman that you adore, and you're willing to do whatever for this woman. You're willing to give this woman the world, give her other planets, you know, give her all the necessities that she needs, beautify her because she was ugly in the beginning when you met her. Right, you want to adorn her, give her all precious jewels, you want to give her everything. You want to give her the covenant of marriage, right? And you do all these things for this woman. You gave her the covenant, right? And y'all were locked in together. And you come home from a hard day's work and you find her in bed with multiple men, not just one man, but multiple men. What would that do to you as a man? But imagine, right, you still wanted to be with this woman, even after finding her in bed with multiple men. How would that make you feel as a man? Would it make you feel less of a man? Or would you have patience to wait on that woman and correct her and perfect her and for her to become the beautiful woman that you know she could be? Right? So keep that in your mind as we enter into this lesson, because it's a real deep topic. All right, let's get that Hosea chapter 2. First, let's let's get on Hosea chapter 2.
Starting at 1.
It's the book of Hosea, chapter 2 and verse 1. Say ye unto your brethren, Ami, and to your sisters, Ruhamah, plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband.
Right, that's how we're talking about the children of Israel. All right, because we broke the covenant that he gave to us, the laws, right, because we transgressed and started worshiping idols. Go ahead.
Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight and her adulteries from between her breasts.
Right, because you know every way we could think about worshiping, that's how the children of Israel were worshiping, but not the right way. Somebody get that, what is that, Romans 10 and 1 or 12 and 1? But the children of Israel know how to worship. They worship their behind on. But majority of them worship the wrong way.
Understand? Yeah. This is the book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Yahweh for Israel is that they might be saved.
That was Paul's harsh desire to save that woman, right? That the Most High found in bed with the multiple men. That's because that's the same desire that the Most High Yahweh and Yahweh Shai his son have for that same woman. All right, go ahead.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of Yahweh, but not according to knowledge.
So when he was talking, go plead to your mother. Somebody get All right, when in the book of Hosea, when it says go plead to your mother, right? He was talking about the children of Israel, man. All right, committing whoredoms, not worshiping Yahweh by Shem Shai correctly. Go ahead.
Galatians 4 and 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
All right, so that mother is Jerusalem. That's talking about. But above and free, where did we get our freedom from? We got our freedom through Yahweh Shai. All right? That's how we're being brought back. That's how we're being forgiven for the whoredoms that we commit with on Yahweh, for the adultery that we committed on Yahweh. All right? Let's get We'll get back to that, Hosea. So Israel out here worshiping all these idols, right? They know how to work. They know they have the spirit to worship, but majority of Israel doesn't know how. All right. So now it had to be a deliverer to deliver us out of this trouble. Somebody get Revelation 12. Okay. 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 Revelation 12.
Let's start at verse 1.
Yeah.
This is Revelation 12, verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet.
And that's the children. That woman is Israel, man. And that she was clothed with the laws and wisdom and understanding. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 2. It says, I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
Right. The daughter of Zion, he's talking about the men. All right? He has likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. That comely and delicate woman, right, is the children of Israel. But we didn't always have any comeliness, right? Because we're wicked. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 3 and 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, she go from him and become another man's. Shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
Right.
But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers. Yet return again to me, saith the Lord.
Right, but this time when we return, we will always return to the Lord. We'll find ourselves in some mischief. Right, then we end up in bondage. Now we go crying to the Lord to deliver us out of the bondage. And then when he delivers us out of the bondage, what does it say in the Old Testament every time? And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord. So we've been disobedient, right? But the disobedience stops with YH0RE. All right, so read that again, Zaquan.
Yep. Jeremiah 3 and 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man, shall he return unto her again?
Right, because really, if your woman commit adultery, you're supposed to cut her off. She's really supposed to be put to death. Go ahead. I mean, we ain't gonna do that, though. Yeah, we ain't gonna do that. I almost said allegedly, man.
Shall he return unto her again?
Right.
Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
Now, right. Now, so who wants their woman coming back to them after she's committed adultery?
Yeah, the spirits on her.
Yeah, she got those spirits on her of the other men.
That's right, man.
Right.
Just like these idols.
Con. So it's just like these idols. Now, what man on this earth right now, we got some, but that's going to forgive a woman for that, for sleeping with multiple men? Right. Only broken men I would know would do something like that.
Soul time.
Right, right.
Yeah.
They become
Gender
right.
that you meet and the negativity in your life brings on that apparition that we want to push away.
Right.
So we have to learn how to live with the Lord, God's grace. That's what we're here. Be grateful and be thankful.
Yeah, the Lord also said, arise and walk.
That's fine.
Keep walking.
Hey, I understand your allegory. That's true. We're going to have negativity in here.
All right. So.
God bless you.
All right. All right. So now, shall not that land be defiled? Right. So that land needed to be cleansed. So the children of Israel who fornicated on YH0RE needed to be cleansed. Let's get that Zechariah real quick.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 1. In that day there should be a fountain open to the house of David.
Right. So now she says, but the children of Israel keep returning unto the Most High. But this time when we return, we're returning through repentance. All right. And we're repenting through YH0RE to be brought back to Yahweh, to be brought back to our natural state, that beautified state that he wants us to be in. And we're going to get that beautified state too. Go ahead.
In the day there shall be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanness.
All right. For uncleanliness, man. All right. Keep going.
And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will cut off the names of the idols out of the land.
Boom. That's cutting off those names of the idols. So let's get back to Hosea right quick. All right. Because guess what? We're no longer going to call YH0RE Baal. We're no longer going to be calling him by the devil. We're no longer be laying in the bed with these idols, man. We're going to be cleansed through YH0RE and be brought back as a wife adorned for a marriage.
Right. And only the elect are going to be doing that.
Come,
Because the modern day word for Baal is Jesus.
come.
Yeah.
All right. So the ones that are chosen to be his first fruits are going to be adorned correctly. All right. And have the correct mindset to be brought back to Yahweh by Shem Shai. Go ahead.
Book of Hosea, chapter 2 and verse 2. Plead with your mother. Plead, for she is not my wife.
Right. So now you know right there it's talking about Israel. That's the mother. All right.
Neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight and her adulteries from between her breasts. Lest I strip her naked and set her as in the day that she was born and make her as a wilderness.
So in the day that she was born and make her as a wilderness. Okay. Let's go back to the birth. Let's get Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 1. All right, so now just keep that in mind. You're a man. You come home, find your woman in the bed with multiple men. That's the representation of the children of Israel worshiping these false gods, man. And the Lord got sick and tired of it, so he did strip us naked after he beautified us with the law. All right? Yeah, go ahead.
This Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 3. For marriage is honorable in all, in the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers Yahweh will judge.
Right, and that's spiritual and physical, right? If you're committing it physically, you're gonna be destroyed, right? And if you're doing it spiritually, you're already destroyed. On both ends, you're already destroyed, because you wouldn't have if you had the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Shai, you wouldn't have the mindset to want to do that. All right. So you're not gonna step outside Yahweh by Shem Shai and worship these idols. All right. Somebody got Ezekiel 16:1.
All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 1. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, because Jerusalem to know her abominations. Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations, and say, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh unto Jerusalem, thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan.
Right.
Thy father was an Amorite, and thy mother in a Hittite.
That's what they were learning from at first.
Kind.
That's crazy.
Go ahead.
They'll learn from the damn Hamites.
Yeah. All right. Keep going.
And as for thy nativity in that day thou was born, thy navel was not cut, neither was thou washed in the water to supple thee.
Right. So we weren't getting any nutrients dealing with the African. We had no covering. All right, we were covered, compacted in blood like a baby just came out the womb, laying on the side of the road. Keep going.
That was not salted at all, nor swaddled at all.
Right, we had no covering, we had no nothing. Keep going.
None I pitied thee to do any of these unto thee.
Right. All right, so let's look at it like this. There's an old 80s, late 80s, early 90s movie called Pretty Woman with Julia Roberts. Right? That's when the guy picked up a harlot from off the streets, right? But he saw something in her outside for what she did for a living. So what he did, he took her in, he nourished her, he swallowed her, he covered her. All right, he gave her a new form of life, a newness of life, right? So now that's the same thing that Yahweh by Shem Shai was doing to the children of Israel. He's seen us amongst the nations, but it was us learning from the Africans, but it was us that he chose to put his spirit through, to declare his name throughout the whole earth. But what did we do? We started declaring names of other gods that don't even exist. All right, keep going.
Back in Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 5, Then I pitied thee to do any of these unto thee.
Ain't nobody care about us. Ain't nobody want to care about our well-being, but the Most High did, because that's why we were created. Go ahead.
To have compassion upon field, to the loathing of thy person in the day that thou was born. And when I passed by thee and saw thee polluted in thy own blood, I said to thee, when thou was in thy blood, live.
Right. So how did he do that? That's when he started giving us the laws. He gave us the covering. Right? Go ahead.
Yeah, I said unto thee, when thou was in thy blood, live. I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field.
That's and that was a promise that he gave Abraham also. Go ahead.
And thou hast increased and waxen great.
Right, and we increased. Right, the Lord started shining His light on us. We started to increase. We started to multiply. Keep going.
And thou art come to excellent ornaments.
Right. So then the Lord started beautifying the children of Israel. Right, with the law.
Interjection?
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 32:15. But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxing fat, increase. Thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook Yahweh, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation.
Right. So we got fat, got rich. Right. We increased and multiplied. Right. Then we forsook Yahweh by Shem Yahushua and started calling on the other God and saying that they gave us all the things that we need, which it wasn't. That's not how it happened.
Precept.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 6. It says, the Lord said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel had done? She is gone up upon every high mountain and under every green tree, and there had played the harlot.
Right, because I think Ephraim had started going off real heavy first, right? Ephraim started going off real heavy, and then the Lord was like, and I'll be daggum. Here come Judah right behind him.
Basically, Ephraim was over all the northern tribes.
Right.
So when Judah was over all the southern tribes.
Come.
So when Judah went off and Ephraim went off, they caused the rest of the tribes to go off.
Right. So everybody was following in the head's footstep.
Right. And then the Lord brought hell upon the northern tribes in 722 BC. And then they're like, you ain't learned from that?
Right.
All right. Well, Judah,
Here come Babylon.
586 BC.
Here come Babylon.
Yep.
Right. All right. So the Lord's like, okay, but He still was working with us though. He didn't cut us off. You know what I'm saying? What did He do? He chastised us and corrected us and brought them back to Him through Yahushua. Keep going. Oh, slack it. My bad.
Verse 7, and it says, and I said, after she had done all these things, turned down to me, but she returned not. And her treacherous sister Judah saw it. And I saw, when for all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also.
Right. You done seen how to cut them off at 722. You done seen what I did to them. Now you gonna follow right behind them. All right. All right. Let me send Nebuchadnezzar in there. Go ahead.
Verse 9, and it says, and it came to pass through the likeness of her whoredom that she defiled the land and committed adultery with stones and with stalks.
Right, now people are doing 2/3 of our people are doing that today with this Mecca and this cross and all that. All these different types of ideology that they're following behind, but haven't found the love of the truth because the truth hasn't accepted them.
It's Jeremiah 25 and 5. 25 and 6. It says, and go not after other gods to serve them and to worship them, and provoke me not to anger with the works of your hands.
Right. So that's exactly what the children of Israel was doing. They're trying to act like they're for you. At that time, they were trying to. The wicked of them were trying to act like they were for you. How about Shemel Shah? But really, you know what I'm saying. You know how these wicked women be saying nowadays. That's my work husband, or that's my work boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Or playing around with these different idols and these different ideologies and bringing those spirits back to the house. Going out into the world and committing fornication and adultery and coming back to your husband and laying up with them. That's how the children. That's how we were doing Yahweh by Shemel Shah at the time.
This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 13. It says, for my people have committed 2 evils. They are forsaken. Verse 11. Hath the nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods?
Right. Right. All these other nations have stuck to their gods. It said in the division of nations, He has set a rule over every people, but Israel was a large portion. All these different nations have stuck to their gods. Ain't none of them, because they ain't able to go after Yahweh by Shemel Shah for one. You know? All these nations stuck to their God, but except for the children of Israel. Keep going.
It says, but my people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit.
Right. So we took off the righteous garment and put on some wicked garment because it looked colorful. But we didn't know how precious and beautiful the garment that was given to us was. Go ahead.
Verse 12, it says, be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be very desolate, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Come on, because the Lord finna bring judgment for all these whoredoms that's going on around here. Go ahead.
It says, for my people have committed two evil. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters,
Right.
and hewed themselves out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
Right. So you try to pour the water into Jake and it's gonna leak right out. Right down. Right here. It's a broken cistern that can't hold no water.
Yeah, they call themselves holy, but not in the righteous way.
Not in the righteous way.
They got holes.
Real quick, hold on. Where?
This is Ezekiel 33 and 33. Slacky 31. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will do them. Slacky. They hear my words, but they will not do them.
Right.
For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness.
Right, because now you got the prophets that go out here to plead the cause of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to the children of Israel. Come back to your original lover. Come back to your husband, right? And what did the 2/3 tell us? They tell us they got options. Just like how the women talk today. They got options.
Akon, it's like
Look here.
Akon, it's like also too, just like the bishop was saying, man. Hey, you coming to you present yourself to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua as if you're down for him, but in all, in actuality, you're not, man. So you indulging here and you indulging there, man. You can't eat from the table of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and from the table of devils, man.
Right.
Also, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Right.
Right.
So you have no understanding of what instability is because you think you're stable in what you're believing in and worship because of you're being fooled by these broken cisterns down here. The wicked among these other nations and among Jake that's there just to create a distraction and pull people astray. That's their only purpose on earth.
You got Hosea 2 and 8.
Yeah. And with two more interjections.
It's Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 8. In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith the Lord thy Redeemer.
Right. So even though we committed fornications against Yahweh by Shema Shai, he still made a way for us to come back to him. And he still wanted us. He still didn't put us down for another woman. All right? He gonna stick with his main squeeze.
Hey, could I interject?
Yeah.
But that's if they want to be one or got, all right, or claim or
Come
put
on.
up, so to speak. Because the Lord is as the scriptures say, it's your Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom. All right, but hey, the scriptures also say death will be chosen rather than life. They're not going to want to be expound to that husband.
Right, but they have no choice to be because they're going to be born into the kingdom. So they're going to be back with their original lover. But they got to be cut off on this side because they weren't chosen to be a part of the first fruits. All right, they weren't chosen to be part of the wedding. All right, they'll make the reception. You know. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 5 and 1. Now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved hath a vineyard in a very fruitful hill, and he fenced it and gathered out stones thereof and planted it with the choicest vine and built a tower in the midst of it and also made a winepress therein.
Right. So he fenced it, right? Go read that part over again.
And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof.
Right. So now what is he doing? Pruning his garden, getting all the weeds and stuff out, getting all the rocks, the stumbling blocks out the way. He put a tower in the midst of it. That's his name right there. He put a wine press in the midst of it too, because that's judgment. All right, because he's going to judge according to the ways of the children of Israel. All right, because what is he doing? He's trying to beautify this plant that he's been nurturing, that he wants to have all to himself. But he can't have it in the state that it's in right now. Go ahead.
It says, and he planted it with the choicest vine and built a tower in the midst of it and also made a wine press therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes.
Right. Wild grapes, man. Wild grapes, poisonous grapes to get your teeth on edge. All right, and what comes after that? Judgment. All right, he has to destroy those wild grapes, but he's gonna preserve a cluster unto himself. Number one. Yeah, well.
I got one. This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 29. It says, "For they shall be ashamed of the oaks which ye have desired."
Say that, read that again.
It says, "For they shall be ashamed of the oaks which ye have desired, and ye shall be confounded for the gardens that ye have chosen."
Right. So you want to become wild grapes in the garden of Yahweh Shema Shai, you're going to be cast out, right? And you're going to be ashamed for the things that you have chosen instead of choosing Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. That was it.
Verse 30 says, "For ye shall be as an oak whose leaf fadeth, and as a garden that hath no water."
Right. So it's going to be dried up. There goes that broken cistern that can't hold no water. But 2/3 of our people choose to listen to these individuals instead of listening to the fountain of youth, Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, back at verse 10. It says, "And yet for all this, her treacherous sister Judah have not turned unto me with her whole heart, but vainly saith the Lord." And the Lord.
So imagine this. Imagine this. You begging and pleading with this woman that you just caught in bed with multiple men, begging her to come back, and she keep walking away, as if you owe her something. You know what I'm saying? Imagine how gut wrenching that feels as a man. Go ahead.
Verse 11, and it says, "And the Lord said unto me, the backsliding Israel have justified herself more than treacherous Judah. Go and proclaim these words towards the north and say, Return thou backsliding Israel, saith the Lord, and I will not cause my anger to fall upon you."
Right. So the Lord is trying to be merciful unto us, and he's being merciful unto us right now. That's why we have a chance at salvation. That's why we have a chance at getting back to our true love. Go ahead.
It says, "For I am merciful, saith the Lord." And
See that? After all we done done, the Lord still has love and compassion for us, and he still has mercy for us.
It says, "And I will not keep anger forever. Only acknowledge thine iniquity, that thou hast transgressed against the Lord thy power, and hast scattered thy ways to the strangers under every green tree."
Right, because what it say? The number of thy cities are the number of thy gods, O children of Israel. Right? Even after all that, the Lord still found it on his heart to have mercy on us, man, and still take care of us after all we done done. You know, that shows that he deals with logic and order, not emotions. Go ahead.
It says, "And ye have not obeyed my voice, saith the Lord." And that was it.
Come on. So even now, 2/3 of our people are still not obeying it. Go ahead, Zaquan.
All right, it's a parable. Exactly what you're talking about. This is Song of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 4. It says, I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, that ye stir not up, nor awake my love until he please. So them church pastors, they always talk about the Lord this, Lord that, but we're the ones that's ushering in the true coming of the Lord. Right. He pleases, right?
Right. So it's woe unto them that desire the day of the Lord,
right.
But the end of them is death.
Right.
God.
Well, they'll say he coming next week. He's showing up next week during the what was that? Solar eclipse.
Yeah.
Like that. See that? But that's when the Lord, coming as a thief in the night.
God.
Who is this that cometh up from the wilderness?
God.
And you think about Egypt with this.
God.
Leaning upon her beloved. I raised thee up under the apple tree, fruitful tree, and there thy mother brought thee forth. Nativity.
Right. So that's the beginning of Israel. All right.
There she brought thee forth that bare thee. Set me as a seal upon thy heart, as a seal upon thy arm. For love is strong as death. So
That's
to death.
Man, that's explaining. That's explaining that the children of Israel being the apple of the Lord's eye, like a steel, meaning a stamp on his mind, always in remembrance of the children of Israel.
I continue.
I continue.
I kill you. He said, "Yeah, man, I kill you."
All right, now animate, eat the cake.
Hey, it say jealousy is cruel as the grave. He said he's jealous, right?
He's jealous, bro.
The coals, that's scary, man. The coals thereof are coals of fire, which have most vehement flame.
That's how pissed off he is.
That love is kindled.
Con.
Oh, man. Many waters cannot quench that type of love. Cannot quench it. Neither can the floods drown it.
Can you imagine loving a woman like that?
That's right. So they try to what? Turn us away from the Lord, but the Lord still loves it. They can't get rid of that love.
Can't get rid of it.
Right?
That should make you have a different outlook on how you walk on earth, knowing that the Most High feels the way He feels about it.
Yeah.
That your walking the truth should be, your mindset should be should no doubt come from understanding that point right there.
Right. And if a man would give all the substance of his house for love, it would utterly be contemned. We have, see, some people say it's going to happen in the kingdom, we're going to be building women. This talking about the Lord building up Israel. All right, spoken by Solomon as a parable. And this is it right here. As it said, daughters of Jerusalem. And it says, we have a little sister, and she have no breast. That was just talking about building us up, right? What shall we do for our sister in the day when she shall be spoken for? If she be a wall, we will build upon her a palace of silver. Meaning this crackhead looking woman that has sold her soul, selling herself out, passing herself all around all these different nations, burnt out. But the Lord said He could still build that up. You know what I mean? So He ain't gonna put sugar on shit.
Right.
But
He ain't gonna polish the third, but
he can pull the diamond out of that shit.
Yeah. So
it says,
2/3 you still in trouble.
It says, if she be a wall, meaning bare, we will build upon her a palace of silver. And if she be a door, we will enclose her with borders of cedar. I am a wall, and my breasts are like towers. Then was I in His eyes as one that found favor. See, that's the bride. He's building us up. Now we're going to find favor in the Lord's sight.
Because we're going to be beautified through the Spirit of WH0RE, man. So understand, because He loves us so much. Ain't nothing we did. It's because He loves us that much that He's willing to have the patience. He's the God of patience and long suffering. So we're not the only ones suffering. The Lord's suffering. He's suffering to see His beautiful bride that He's been building since the beginning of creation. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 4. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded, for thou shalt not be put to shame. For thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood anymore. For thy Maker is thine husband, the Lord of hosts is His name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, the God of the whole earth shall He be called.
Right. Can you imagine, like these other nations be like, oh, he taking that crackhead, skanky looking woman. What are you finna do with that? And then gonna transform us into the most beautiful thing on the earth, man. That's exactly what the Lord WH0RE is doing to His elect, man.
This is verse 6. For the Lord WH0RE have called thee a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou wast refused, saith thy power.
Even in rejection, He still calls the wife of His youth, of our youth.
Hey, going back to what you previously said, that's pretty much what the Lord WH0RE is doing now, just like the elder said too as well, building that, malnourished woman up, making them the top of the line, that dime, So that's why the Lord WH0RE is preparing the table in the midst of our enemies, all right? While the enemy himself, all right, sees us as malnourished, trying to keep us malnourished, but the Lord WH0RE building us up simultaneously at the same time as Esau's trying to keep us down, man.
Hey, anybody know that scripture where WH0RE was sitting down with the publican, and the woman came, the harlot came to wash his feet, or he said, "Why you let that woman touch you like that?" You know what I'm saying?
It's better for the whore, roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah, it comes. Yeah.
2 precepts.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Zechariah 3 and 1. And he showed me Joshua the high priest, standing before the angel of Yahweh, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him, like I was just saying. Like the devil, they wanted to stay as that crackhead, whorish woman. But the Lord got different plans for his life.
Right.
And Yahweh said unto Satan, Yahweh rebuked thee, O Satan. Even Yahweh that have chosen Jerusalem rebuked thee. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire? See that brand, that coal plucked out of the fire, that was Joshua.
Come.
So he was set up to lead Israel back into the truth, into the laws. But they didn't think it was possible. They was like, yo, look at Israel. They didn't go so far astray. Is it possible that they'll have a high priest again?
Right.
Him? You gonna set him up as the high priest? But that's what the Lord said.
Come.
And he answered and spake unto those. It says, now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel. See? That's what Israel was.
Right.
We were clothed with filthy garments.
Right. And then we were cleansed through Yahweh Shai. That's going into Zechariah chapter 13.
Yeah. And he answered, just like that wall being built. Remember? And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garments from him, and give unto him. He said, behold, and unto him he said, behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass away from thee, and I will clothe thee with the change of raiment. So that's what the Lord promised to our high priest, to Yahweh Shai as well.
Good.
And I said, let them set a fair mitre upon his head. And so they set a fair mitre upon his head and clothed him with garments, and the angel of Yahweh stood by.
God.
So that was happening to us today. We're being dressed and made ready for the marriage.
We made ready for the marriage. Right. That's why to participate, you have to have on the proper wedding garment. Anybody find that one? All right.
This is Matthew.
You got it?
I think I got it. 31. This is Matthew 21 and 31.
Whether of them twain did the will of his father, they say unto him the first. Yahweh saith unto them, verily I say unto you that the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of Yahweh before you.
As you start to go up a little higher.
All right, verse 30. And he came to the second and said likewise, and he answered and said, I go, sir, and went not. 28. All right, this is Matthew 21 and 28. But what think you? A certain man had two sons, and he came to the first.
Go up when Yahweh Shai was talking to him, like maybe about 25.
Yeah, 25.
All right, verse 25. The baptism of John, whence was it? From heaven or of men? And they reasoned with themselves, saying, if we shall say from heaven, he will say unto us, why did ye not then believe him? But if we shall say of men, we fear the people, for all hold John as a prophet. And they answered Yahweh Shai and said, we cannot tell. And he said unto them, neither tell I you by what authority I do these things. It might be up a little bit.
Right there, bro.
Let's get back on the track. It says Revelation 21 and 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. I'm about to bring that out later. I mean, we're dealing with building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll skip down to the point.
Come.
And I, John, verse 2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
Right, and that's the end result.
Yeah. You can go back into it again later.
Good. Now that's the end result. That's what we're entering into. Being that woman adorned as a bride for her husband, man. Being beautified, looking way better than all these other nations. These other nations want us to stay as that harlot on drugs. All right, but the Lord found favor in us and beautified us, man. Let's get back to that Hosea. If y'all can't find the other one.
I think I got you.
Yeah, Barcelona might have.
Huh?
The woman washing his feet with the tears.
Yeah.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 7, started verse 44. And he turned to the woman and said unto Simon, seest thou this woman? I entered into thy house. Thou gavest me no water for my feet, but she hath washed my feet with her tears, and wiped them with the hairs of her head. Thou gavest me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came in, have not ceased to kiss my feet.
And that's the elect right there, man. That's the elect running to Yahweh Shai saying thank you for delivering us from this. Because deliverance starts the moment that we enter into this truth. Because we repent. That's when the deliverance starts. So we're being delivered from sin. Go ahead.
My head with oil thou didst not anoint, but this woman hath anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven. For she loved much, but to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. And he said unto her, thy sins are forgiven.
Good. So when a little is done, a little is forgiven. But when much is done and you're forgiven for that, bro, the amount of love that you're gonna have for that person that forgave you for all the wrong that you've done, it's probably gonna amount to the same love that Yahweh has towards us. That's what we're building up. That's what we're being built for. To reciprocate that same love that He has on us to Him. Right, the kissing of the feet. Go ahead.
Psalms 2:12. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry. That means to honor him.
Go ahead.
And ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are they that put their trust in him. Though.
Right.
Like that woman, yeah.
Just like that woman. That was anointing Yahweh Shai's feet and washing them with her tears.
Tears, man.
You know? And we are that same woman, the elect of the children of Israel. All right, let's get back to that Hosea.
It's back at the book of Hosea, chapter 2, and verse 3. Lisa stripped her naked and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her in a dry land.
Right, so we went back to how she was in the day that she was born in Ezekiel chapter 16. All unswaddled, all compacted in blood, just tossed to the side.
Yeah. Before that, we was a man standing as warriors with swords in our hand, and knowledge and wisdom. And now we just reverted back to babies with no weapons and nothing, bare, naked.
By worms.
It's him.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Basically powerless.
Go ahead.
That's what that means.
Right.
And set her in a dry land, and slay her with thirst. And I will not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredoms.
Right. Because why are they the children of whoredoms? Because guess what? As our children are being born, we're teaching them the same. We were teaching them the same bullshit that we were partaking in. So our children will become whoredoms out of the womb. Go ahead.
Verse 5. For their mother hath played the harlot, she that conceived them have done shamefully.
Go ahead.
For she said, I will go after my lovers that give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink.
Right.
Therefore,
hey, somebody get that so you got 2/3 of our people doing that same thing still today. Somebody get that what is that? Second Ezra, what is it? 9 have low with my law, death by pain. Yeah.
You said low my law?
Yeah, so have much have gotten gifts and have not known me. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Verse 9.
9, you gotta bring it up.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9. In verse 9, it says, they shall be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments.
Right, so ultimately it's going to become a stopping point where the Lord's going to get tired of sin altogether, and He's going to preserve His elect, and He's going to destroy the ones that continue in folly and transgressions. Go ahead.
Verse 10, it said, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me.
And have not known the Lord. So they giving praises to these false gods like Cesare Borgia, Buddha, Allah, and things like that. And not giving praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Go ahead.
Verse 11, and they that have loathed my law while they yet had liberty.
That was the point where we had a chance to turn back to the Lord through Yahushua. Go ahead.
And when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain.
So 2/3 of our people have to face that judgment of continuing to follow after the wicked.
Hey, Con, that's that wicked woman thinking the grass greener on the other side, man, but should have stayed where they was, where everything originated at with the Lord. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You should have stayed in that foundation, in that yard, you know.
And help fertilize that grass. And prune it like the Lord was doing. All right, not following the wicked footsteps. Becoming like a chain reaction. All right. All right, let's go back to that Hosea.
Fine. Back at the book of Hosea, chapter 2 and verse 6. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns and make a wall that she shall not find her paths.
Right. So the Lord did this by taking His spirit away from us. All right, and we'll grope around in the dark. All right, let's go back to that Ezekiel chapter 16.
This is Ezekiel chapter 16, verse. I'm gonna start at verse 7. We're gonna start at 6 or 7.
You start at 6.
All right, verse 6. And when I passed by thee, and I saw thee polluted in thy own blood, I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live. Yeah, I said unto thee, when thou was in thy blood, live.
All right, so now in the Hosea, he's talking about she gave him flax of oil, wine, and honey, right? Right. So now this is going into how else the Lord beautified us. Keep going.
I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field, and thou hast increased and waxen great, and thou art come to
and what do? We kicked, meaning we rebelled against the Lord. Go ahead.
And thou art come to excellent ornaments. Thy breasts are fashioned, and thy hair is growing.
Look, at first we ain't had no breasts. But the Lord gave, see what I'm saying? See how all that ties in together? All right, keep going. Well, we need to mark that, please.
Need a pen?
All right, yeah, no.
Whereas thou was naked and bare, now when I pass by thee and look upon thee, behold, thy time was the time of love. And I spread my skirt over thee and covered thy nakedness. Yeah, I swear unto thee and enter into a covenant with thee, says the Lord Yahweh.
Right. Now, this is when he started to really beautify us after he found us and covered us, man. He gave us the laws. Keep going.
And thou becamest mine.
Can you imagine that? The Most High said, you mine. You my woman. You know what I'm saying? Imagine, and we just explained the amount, the elder just explained the amount of love that the Yahweh Shai has for us. Go ahead.
Then wash I thee with water. Yeah, I thoroughly washed away thy blood from thee. And I anointed thee with oil.
Come.
I clothed thee also with broidered work, and sewed thee with badger's skin. And I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk.
Right. Not like Adam. Not like Adam tried to cover himself with fig leaves.
Right. Yeah.
You know, weak coverings of this world.
Come.
The Lord gave us a real covering.
Right. So that covering was taken off through transgression. All right. So that's when he stripped us bare. Go ahead, keep going. Just gonna get to the stripping of the bare part.
Verse 11, I decked thee also with the ornaments, and I put braces upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck.
Right. Can you imagine, like, you love this woman so much, you taking her to the mall, taking her on the shopping spree, you buying her everything. You don't want nobody on earth to be adorned like this woman. Right? You're gonna make sure she has all the finer things that nobody else can get. Right? This is what that's not the much love that Yahweh Shai has for this woman. Keep going.
Verse 12, and I put a jewel on thy forehead, an earring in thy ears, and a beautiful crown upon thy head. Thou decked with gold and silver, and thy raiment was of fine linen and silk, and broidered work. Thou didst eat fine flour and honey and oil, and thou was exceeding beautiful, and thou didst prosper into a kingdom.
Right. So check this out. Check this out. Now, let's go back to the Hosea real quick and explain what the Lord, what Israel said they were getting from the other nations. The oil and the wine and all that. So now the Lord Ezekiel just explained all the things that the Yahweh Shai was giving unto us. All right. Go ahead.
All right, book of Hosea, chapter 2 and verse 7. And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them. And she shall seek them, but shall...
Up higher.
The water.
Book of Hosea, chapter 2 and verse 5. For their mother hath played the harlot, she that conceived them have done shamefully. For she said, I will go after my lovers, they that give my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, my oil, and my drink.
Didn't the Lord just say he gave us all that? When he found us naked, didn't he say he gave us all that? But now Israel's saying they got that from Jesus, or they got that from Allah, or they got that from manifesting in the universe, or they got that from lining up chakras and all that. You know what I'm saying? And instead of saying it where we really got it from, Yahweh Shem Shai. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns and make a wall, and she shall not find her palace.
Right. Boom. Somebody get Haggai 1:6 real quick. So the Lord say, we ain't gonna prosper in no kind of way. He said he's gonna hedge up our way with thorns. Every avenue we try to go down to prosper, it's gonna be hurtful and painful, and we ain't gonna get nowhere.
This is the book of Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink.
Right. But we were filled with drink when we were getting it from Yahweh by Shem Shai. Go ahead.
Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into the bag with holes.
Right. Keep going. So we're not going to prosper in any type of way. The only way we prosper is through Yahweh by Shem Shai. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways.
Consider what you're doing. Consider your actions while you're here on this earth. Go ahead.
Go up to the mountain and bring wood and build the house, and I will take pleasure in it, and I will be glorified, saith the Lord.
And that's what we're doing right now. We're building that house. Go ahead.
Ye looked for much, and lo, it came to little. And when ye brought it home, I did blow upon it.
Right. So we trying to. Here go Jake thinking they're prospering all in this society. They got it made. They rich. All praise to Jesus Christo and all that, right? But then when the Lord blew it, took it away in an instant. So the Lord is toying around with 2/3 of our people, man, making them think they're gonna get somewhere. Then he blow on it, and it going like the chaff in the wind.
Yeah, they were feeling themselves.
They wax fat and kick.
Yeah, it's like drug dealing Jake back in the day in the movies.
Yeah.
They go out and make all that money in the selling drugs, and they bring it home to their grandmother. Grandmother, get that thing out of here.
Get that.
That's evil. Get that shit away from me. They're feeling themselves.
All right. So now,
and it says that when you brought it home, I did blow upon it.
So
why?
Go ahead.
It's okay. I said I did blow upon it. Why? Saith the Lord of hosts, because of my house that is waste, and ye run every man unto his own house.
Right. They try to find their own way. All right. And try to make the house the most Yahweh by Shem Shai defiled with their ideologies. So that's why you had to blow on it, because you're trying to prosper in the earth and you're giving praises to false gods. You know?
Appreciate it.
Go ahead.
This Hosea chapter 4, verse 11. Wisdom and wine and new wine take away the heart. My people ask counsel at their stocks, and their staff declare unto them, for the spirit of whoredoms have caused them to err.
That's what they're doing in churches. You see them all bowing down in front of this Jesus statue and the cross. Kissing the cross when they get in trouble.
And they have gone a whoring from under their power. They sacrifice upon
that word again, a whoring.
Whoring.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's the point.
And the crazy part about it,
the spiritual adultery.
right? But the Lord still found a way to spread His love upon us, even within that. You know what I'm saying? He had to hold back His anger enough. He had to overflood Himself with mercy and compassion to hold back that anger. So you'll be a mad SOB finding a woman that you love so much that you've done everything for. Like I said, gave her the world, gave her the universe. And you found her in the bed with multiple men. And you still love her. Imagine how much pain that can cause somebody. All right, let's get back to go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 11. I'm going to go to 12. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of Yahweh they are become an abomination, and a stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication,
Boom.
and the invention of them, the corruption of life.
Right. So that's the corruption of life. Idol worship, man. Because everything that sin, every road that sin leads to is idol worship. You can't live in transgression and get back to Yahweh. Every route that you take is going to lead you to some sort of idol. That gives Jake the green light to live wicked the way they want to live. Like, look at Christianity. Like, you know, a lot of pastors out there still want to eat pork, shrimp, lobster, stuff like that. So a lot of people, a lot of our people want to still indulge in stuff like that. So what they do, they hold on to Christianity as their table that they set up to eat at, to worship. But their table is going to be made a snare unto them. All right.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 23, and I'm going to start at verse 16. Two sorts of men multiply sin, and the third will bring wrath. A hot mind is as a burning fire. It will never be quenched till it be consumed. A fornicator in the body of his flesh will never cease till he have kindled a fire.
So you ain't gonna stop until you burn yourself up. All right?
Yeah, be out there at the club. You find me something tonight.
Find a forest fire.
Yeah, that's how Jake is in the world.
Yeah.
I got to light this flame somewhere.
Yeah, light this flame somewhere. I gotta do some kind of sin. That was it.
And it also was talking about a hot-headed, you know what I'm saying, individual. You know what I'm saying? They'll burn an unquenching fire, man. They'll move in haste, you know what I'm saying, and they won't use wisdom.
Good.
All right, verse 17. All bread is sweet to a homemonger. He will not leave off till he die.
And that's exactly what whoremongering is going to lead you, straight to death. You're right. Just throwing your soul to the wolves. You know? Go ahead. Oh, wait, hold on. Kabash, you have one?
That's Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. That's what you was going into earlier with the different religions and anything they choose that's not of Yahweh, shot that straight, get that narrow way. Our people are lost in the darkness of this place, that illusion that it gives off, that they can be comfortable, that they're protected, that they're this, that, the third, but they're being led into the slaughterhouse.
Yeah. Straight to the slaughterhouse. All right? Let's get it.
It's back at the book of Hosea, chapter 2, and verse 7. And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them. And she shall seek them, but shall not find them. Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband, for then was it better with me than now.
All right. And how were we able to turn back? Through Yahweh Shai, hold your spot right now. Let's get back to this Ezekiel real quick.
This is Ezekiel chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse 11. No, verse 10. I clothed thee also with broidered work, and I showed thee with badger skins, and I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk. I decked thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck. And I put a jewel on thy forehead, and earrings in thy ears, and a beautiful crown upon thy head. Thou wast decked with gold and silver, and thy raiment was of fine linen and silk, embroidered work. Thou didst eat fine flour and honey and oil, and thou was exceeding beautiful.
But after the Lord giving us all this, we were giving praises to false gods, idols and stuff. Go ahead. Talking about they gave it to us. Go ahead.
And thou didst prosper into a kingdom, and thy renown went forth. And thy renown went forth among the heathen.
Right. When we came out of Egypt, that renown went forth among the heathen. They were scared. They were scared when they seen how the Lord beautified us coming out of Egypt.
That renown just means fame.
Come. Go ahead.
So the Lord gonna give us fame here.
Come. Oh yeah, he said all the places you've been put to shame, he shall give us all fame. Come. Go ahead.
For it was perfect through my comeliness, which I had put upon thee, saith the Lord Yahweh.
That comeliness just means beauty.
Yeah, beauty. Come. Go ahead.
But thou didst truth in thy own beauty, and playedest the harlot because of thy renown.
Come. So because we have gotten fat and rich, right? The Lord have beautified us. We that shit went to our head.
Just like America.
Right.
Gone.
Yep. See that? So we got set up for the okie doke. The Lord said, all right, yeah, okay. I got something for you. Come down here. Go ahead.
And poweragers out thy fornications on every one that passed by. His it was, and of thy garments thou didst take, and did index the high places with divers colors.
So check this out. Can you imagine? Let's create this scenario. Can you imagine that same woman that you found in the bed with multiple men, right? Everything that you bought her and gave her, she gave it to the men. Everything that you bought, that all the possessions, all the beauty that you put on this woman, she gave it to these other men that she's been laying with. Can you imagine that? Keep going. Go ahead.
And decked thy high places with diverse colors.
See, they decked the high places with diverse colors. Those high places are talking about those idol altars that Jacob was worshiping under. Those groves that Jacob was worshiping under. Go ahead.
And playedest the harlot thereupon. The light things shall not come, neither shall it be so.
It's fine.
Thou hast also taken thy fair jewels of my gold and of my silver, which I had given thee, and madest to thyself images of men, and didst commit whoredom with them.
Made unto thyself images of men and committed whoredom with them. Out of the stuff, out of the gifts that the Most High gave us, we make.
That's right, boys. Yeah.
Right. Right. Well, our people are some kind of crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah. Back in the day, it used to be a different figure.
Come on. Go ahead.
And tookest thy broidered garments and coveredest them, and thou hast set my oil and my incense before them. My meat also which I gave thee, fine flour and oil and honey, wherewith I fed thee, thou hast even set it before them for a sweet savor.
Right. Go ahead.
And thus it was, saith the Lord Yahweh.